There it is. All right. Let's start by like, did you guys do any like classes or anything like productive for the biz? I'll start and then I did do that live and I got a lot of feedback. In fact, as soon as I finished the live, I did a live of the premium starter kit with my buddy. And as soon as I finished, first of all, what happened was this. We did the whole thing. It was maybe like 40 minutes long. And I'm like, why aren't people popping up? You know how you can see them popping up and asking questions and stuff? And it was just like, what's going on? I'm like, I hope this is, and you can see it says live. And I'm like, okay, well, good, it's live. We finished. And then when I go and check, it said it was on like private or something. And I was like, oh, I called him up, like, dude, it didn't go live. And his wife is like, do it again. I'm like, we can do it again. He's like, yeah, we can do it next week. She's like, do it now. And I was like, let's just do it now. It was a warm up, you know, and the second one ended up being a lot better because once I saw people popping up, like I'm that type of guy, like I don't, like people get scared when there's a lot of people. I want there to be a lot of people. And people were popping up and I was like, and I loosened up and I thought it was a great one. So then afterwards, I had someone, a few people reached out to me and someone was like, I want to get the kit, but they were worried that if I get the kit, is there a fee? Like afterwards, do I have to continue ordering? I'm like, you don't have to, but this is why you should. So I have one person that's interested that may sign. And then I don't know if I mentioned this last week or it happened after our Zoom call, but my roommate said yes. She's going to get a kit. Yes. You know how she was like, yes and yes, because I asked her, can we do the like the class at her apartment, and and I brought up like why she should sign up, blah, blah, blah. And she said yes and yes. And I was like, let me call her to make sure this is what I think it means. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So, I mean, she hasn't signed up yet. We're going to do it on Sunday, but at least I got a yes. Before she was like, I ain't doing it. I'm not a joiner, but she said yes. And then I have a class. I have a class on Sunday, and then I have a class the following Sunday. My hiker buddy, his family, they're gonna make me a dinner. They're Puerto Rican, so I grew up like with Spanish food. So they're gonna make Spanish food, but I'm a vegan, so like they have to like. She's like they go like this. Like I was talking to my sister, and she said I was telling her that you're a vegan, but you're Puerto Rican, so it's different, right? I'm like, no, I'm still a vegan. There's nothing like I can't have any of that meat or anything. So they're gonna make me a vegan, like rice and beans and stuff, but you know, without meat, hopefully. So don't throw any meat in the beans or anything like that. I don't know. But yes, I'm gonna have that the following Sunday. So that's me. That's me. What about you guys? Nothing?
Well, I didn't have any classes because with me being with my mom and taking care of some expenses and stuff for my dad that passed away. So I didn't have any classes, but I did have 2 signups last week. One of which was my husband. He has been like super excited. He's like, babe, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm like, yes, let's do this. So, Derick, I'm going to take a page from your book, and me and my husband are going to start doing live classes where he, talking about, we're going to start with the start when he gets his starter kit, because mine is totally destroyed. So when he gets his starter kit, we're going to go through and start talking about the different oils and, as from a guy's perspective, okay, what do you think about this? So we're going to do that. So he's excited about that. My sister-in-law, she's very much into it. So we're planning our live classes that we're going to do. I think I'm going to take another page from your book and do a wine and wellness kind of thing, where I have a class and invite some of my friends here to come to the class just to have some wine and some wellness time. So
yeah, man, more wine. No, more wine and wellness. No, I want to actually. Since I do this weekly thing where it's called Dudes Talking Oils, I would love after he gets comfortable, I would love to talk to your husband. Do like a talk with him. It's short. It's like a half hour. Anything, Heather? Oh, I scared her away. She does that all the time.
I think she's turning off her video instead of her turning her audio on.
Yeah.
I think you're unmuted if you're there, Heather. Oh,
Here,
hang on.
we'll unmute you.
I got it.
Maybe
it won't let me.
Okay, did it work?
There you go. Yep, you're good.
I did. For some reason, cannot do this on my phone.
It's only been like what? This is the fourth one now. It's only been a month.
I know it's bad, but I've done a few different things. I mainly stick with one-on-ones. I feel like they go so much better for me.
I like them.
And just chatting with people just feels so much more personal. I'm not a person that stands in front of a whole group of people too easily. So one-on-ones are definitely easier for me. I'm currently doing I call it like a Christmas party for my team, like doing a lot of education because a lot of my team is barely on ER. So anything I can do to try to like boost that aspect of it, I think is what I'm really trying to focus on right now. Because I have enough people that if they ordered, I could easily rank up. It's just getting them to order monthly and find products that they want and they need, that they know they need, is a big deal. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's our job, to like show them what they need.
Right.
And the one-on-ones, I agree. I love the one-on-ones. They're a little more personal, and like the talk that I'm doing for the class that I'm doing for my hiker friend, I know them, so it'll be like just chatting with them. It's not like, I'm in front of strangers. Now next week, this Sunday, I'm doing it in front of strangers, so that's different. This is the first time I'm actually doing it for strangers, so I'm curious. I've done like presentations and stuff for like, for hiking and stuff like that, so I'm not worried about it, and it's going to be in a smaller scale. I've done a talk in like the Javits Center, so I'm fine with talking to people. But I do agree, like when it's people and it's like, I don't know, I do feel a lot more comfortable doing that way too. So I get it.
I've had some unplanned one-on-ones this last week. Just kind of hanging out with people and chatting, and kind of always comes up. So I've had some really good conversations with people this week, and one of which was I have had a struggle with getting a number of family members on board, and my sister used to sell for a different MLM that wasn't like specifically an oils company, but they sold oils also. And so she and my nieces and were all using this other brand of oils. And that has been kind of a little bit of an issue because she actually used Young Living oils. She wasn't a member, but she was, I don't know if I told you guys my story that I bought oils for a really long time from someone prior to signing up. But so my sister actually bought oils from the same person I did. And then right around the time that I joined Young Living was the same time she started selling for this other MLM. And so they've used this other random brand of oils and hasn't really seen tons of results from that, but they like diffusing them and think they smell nice and all that. But so they've kind of gradually been buying an oil here and an oil there from me, but nobody's been willing to commit. One of my nieces bought a kit a few months ago, and so then her mom and her sister have been buying from her, having her order for them. So anyway, I was with them over the weekend, and so we had some good talks about it, and my sister was asking me about wanting to get a diffuser, and I'm like, you just need to buy the dang kit. And
they want to buy everything around it.
yeah, they want to like buy an oil here, an oil there. They want a diffuser, and I'm just like, just buy the whole kit. Like, and it's not like it's not even a money issue. It's just silly. It's ridiculous. So so I think that I have made some progress in that area after being with them all this weekend and talking about it.
That's great.
And then I can't remember, did I tell you guys, I don't remember if it was prior to our last meeting, that one of my best friends signed up after 4 years. Did I tell you about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of my friends who literally was like, she attended my very first class. She has, every time I see her, she asks me about oils. I've bought a couple oils here and there for her. I've made samples for her when they've had stuff going on in their family. I'm like, here's a thieves roller. You need this. And so she'll use them, and she's always like, yeah, I need to get a kit. I need to get a kit. And then when it comes down to, then she's like, but not now, not now. And every single time there's been any kind of a sale or discount going on, I have sent her a message with the information. And there's been more than one time that she was like, I'm going to get it. And then by the time, like before the sale was over, she's like, hasn't done it. And so it's been driving me crazy. And it was like kind of starting to become like an issue between us. And like, I was trying not to be pushy, but I'm like, if you say you're going to do it, just do it. Like, I know you have the money, and her family is so sick all the time. Like, they're a family of 4, and all 4 of them get strep throat multiple times a year. And they're just sick all the time. And I'm like, girlfriend, you need this. You need this. So I finally like gave up talking to her. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, I'm not trying to like sell you something. I even was like totally being like going against like policy. And I was like, I will give you my entire commission back. I was like, I will give you the whole $50. I'm like, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm like, I will do that. If money is really a problem, like I will give you that whole $50 back, plus a bunch of other crap that you need. I'm like, just buy the kit. You need it. I'm like, I'm keep making you samples, and you just need to buy it. So, anyway, I stopped talking to her about it, and I was just like, if you decide you want it, you just tell me. Otherwise, like, she follows me on Facebook. She follows me on Instagram. She sees all my posts. She's at my house all the time. So it's not like she's going to forget about it. So finally, on Black Friday, that weekend or whatever, it wasn't even on sale. And she was just like, I need one of those. And I was like, yeah, sure you do. Whatever. Send her my link, and she bought it. And I was like, what? So then she tells me, she was like, yeah, my husband wants to wrap it and put it under the tree. I was like, you guys are probably going to die between now and then. You need to get that open and use it now. So anyway, the super awesome thing about this is also in the last 4 years, I have been talking to her about doing the business. And she also has sold for another MLM for probably as long as, if not longer than I've done Young Living, but she's not really made any money. She might make a few bucks here and there, but she sells Pampered Chef. So it's like, it's not something that like people are buying Pampered Chef stuff all the time. So she's always having to find new people to buy from her, and new classes, and there's no like residual, people don't like keep coming back for more that much. And anyway, so I'm like, you should do this. You could make a lot more money. So then and she doesn't really know her upline, or she doesn't have a downline or anything like that. So I'm just like, you should just come and, work with me, and we can partner up. And because I don't have much of I don't have any local people who are doing the business. I have, and so anyway, so I'm like, you should team up with me, and we can do classes together, and yada, yada, yada. So she's kind of like maybe into that. So that would be super exciting.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Only took her 4 years.
Only 4 years. No big deal. But, you know, I have to keep reminding myself, I literally bought oils for 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Not even real. I just was buying them from a lady for 5 years before I signed up. So I just have to remind myself I'm really not allowed to get annoyed at other people. Granted, the person I was buying from didn't really tell me how to become a member. She just was like, oh, here, you need lemon oil, you need this. She was just kind of selling stuff from her stash or using me to like earn promos or something. I don't know. But so yeah, so I make sure that everyone knows about signing up and about the business and all that good stuff. But yeah, I feel like I don't have too much room to get irritated with people when they take a minute because I'm like, yeah, that's me.
No,
So,
I try
anyway,
not-
so that was my like really exciting thing that happened is someone I've been, and like literally, you know, we have our prospects list. She is number 1 on my list. She has been for 4
Oh,
years.
yeah, wow.
Yeah, she's been number 1 on my list. So I'm like, check.
Is she on ER? You said
No, not yet.
not
But
yet.
we're gonna work on that. I wasn't even gonna push it. I was like, I just have to get her
I
to
know,
sign.
right? Another 4 years. No, I'm kidding.
So, yep.
That would suck. My friend posted a picture. I have a really close friend. I spoke to her about oils and stuff like that. In fact, I'm gonna invite her this Sunday. Really close friend, and she knows I've been doing oils, and she's doing a show, like an off-Broadway show. And she posted a photo of a bottle, just like it had no label on it, right? And it was a sticker on it that said Thieves. And she said, thanks for so-and-so for making this blend for me because, you know, she was feeling sick. And I'm like, what? I talked to you about Thieves. It's not the real Thieves. Like, so I got to talk to her and be like, look, girl, I don't know what that was, but you can't be doing that. You better sign up. But people do that. You'll talk to people and then like a month or whenever, you'll see them like posting like a different oil. You know, I don't want to say a bad oil because like I just love Young Living so much that like any other oil is bad to me. So like, but you know, it's like, oh man, don't do that. All right, want to talk audios?
Yep.
Yes. No? Just want to look at each other here.
That's fun.
Y'all so pretty. Okay. We spoke about Joanne already, right? Joanne Kahn.
Yep. Joanne and Aaron, right? Those were the 2 that that I skipped this week.
Yeah, let's
because we just did both of them.
Talk about the guys the new ones. Was it Heather Brock?
Heather Brock.
Anything on Heather Brock?
She's intense.
She is.
She's really intense. You know, Heather Brock is one of those people that some people don't like her. And I have heard things about her in the past and formed an opinion about her based on what other people had said about her. And in hearing her at Diamond Bound, she was honestly one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The very beginning of her talk, I was like, whoa, this woman's a little crazy. And she's totally like, I think I was inspired by her because I am nothing like her. You know, she's super intense. She's like hardcore red, super driven person. And I'm not. And so I think it was kind of a good, like it was a push in the right direction of, I'm very like, I'm green and yellow. And I tend to, you know, my upline is green and yellow. And oh, here he comes. Look, there's the eyeball. I tend to gravitate towards people that are like me, which is great because we can work together to kind of learn how to function within our personality type and our style and whatnot. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like I need someone who's different than me to push me outside of the box, push me out of the comfort zone. And so I think I enjoyed that a lot about Heather Brock, because she's like serious. She's like hardcore. And
Remind me, I listened to Heather, like, that was one of the first ones I listened to. Remind me how her, because I didn't take notes.
Well, okay. So, I mean, she just talked about, the thing that really, I guess, stood out the most for me was she talked about the urgency of our need to share with people and our need to work hard and fast, not for our own growth, not for our own good, but because the people we know need oils yesterday, is what she kept saying. And, and I was kind of convicted, because there's been a number of times, and, last week being one of them, that I've had this, like, this pressure, this urgency to get people to sign up, to get people to buy, but it's about me. It's about, I want to rank up. I want a bigger paycheck. I want, and people know that. People see that, and when your urgency is your concern for the other person and you need this and here's why you need it right now, not I need to rank up this month, so I'm going to make a deal so everyone will sign up, like, I think, like, yes, our friends want to support us sometimes when we're, like, ready to rank up, when we're, in a position where we need extra money, whatever. And so, yeah, I think it's cool to, if in the right circumstances, I see sometimes people posting, hey, I'm about to rank up. I need this much money, in sales. If you're thinking about, buying, now's the time. And that's great and all. But at the same time, sometimes I think that can be, like, damaging. And I think that, and honestly, I had kind of an issue with this friend that I was just talking about who just signed up. There was a time, it was actually when I was trying to rank up to executive, and she had been, like, that month, she was telling me, I'm going to sign up. And I'm like, hey, it's getting to the end of the month. And, like, literally, like, I'm trying to rank up. I'm like, if you're going to buy it, can you just buy it now? And I was like, I was frustrated and putting pressure on her to do it for the wrong, I knew she wanted to, but anyway, so, like, it's just that reminder of, yes, there is a huge sense of urgency, but at the same time, like, the urgency needs to be for them, for their sake, and not for, like, my own personal gain, because I'm never going to grow if it's all about me making money, me raking up. Like, the goal should always be other people's wellness, always be them, not me. And ranking up, getting a bigger paycheck, whatever, is just a bonus of other people getting healthy. Yeah. So I think that was, like, okay, that was my 10-minute alarm. So we have 10 minutes left. Anyway, so that was kind of a big thing for me. And just realizing, Heather said that she was like, she swore she was never going to do the business. She didn't even realize when she got into it that she was doing the business. Just realizing that, like, we never know who our next builder is going to be. We never know who's going to be that Royal Crown Diamond under us. It might be that person that we're like, they're not on ER, they don't do anything. And then all of a sudden, like, the right moment hits and they realize how much they need it or how much someone else they know needs it. And all of a sudden they start sharing, I think that, like, that was convicting. Of, like, and even just, like, the people, every month I have a handful of people that are deactivating, and realizing how much those people, like, one of those people could be my next Royal Crown Diamond if I do the right thing and get them educated and get them on ER, and, so just kind of not letting anyone slip through the cracks, because you never know who that person might be in the future.
I think one of the things she said was value product first. And she said, if they're not passionately in love with the product, they will not stay. And so that for me was a reminder, because I love the product and I'm always talking about it in just different ways, one of the things I want to try to keep doing is just showing how I use it in everyday life. And so, and I know a lot of people, and when they think about it, they always say, you know, I watch you do this, and I see your post about this, so I know you know about the oils, and I'm like, yes. And it is sometimes it's a slower process, but the fact that I'm building this business, I think that the more that they see me actually being involved with the product and using the product, that in turn, my love for it will show forth. And because I do love the product and I do use the product, and something like the other day, I posted about my brother, you know, making a joke about my Thieves toothpaste. You know, he was like, you know, so what is this toothpaste for? It means it snatches the yellow off your teeth or whatever? And I'm like, boy, you know, and I posted about it because it's funny. It was hilariously funny. And I'm like, no, that's not it's the blend that's in. So, you know, I kind of told him about it, but my brother's hilarious. The same one that's the fisherman. He's just hilarious, you know? So I like to show that. And I think if I keep that mindset and that mindset of gratitude, you know, she's talked about, it's the ultimate reset button, that the more that you are genuinely grateful for things that are happening in your business and in your life, that it will show forth, and that will in turn help the people that are in your downline they'll feel appreciated, you know, that they're not just a number, the more that you show gratitude towards them.
Back to this wasn't Heather, but this was Nicole. Am I pronouncing her name? Neesby? Am I pronouncing her name right? So she mentioned when you don't know what to do, just be grateful. Because we always, you know, we focus on what we don't have and what we need. And you're like, you know, like my downline or whatever, you have to do this and that. But then, you know, we don't focus on, hey, look, I have a roof over my head. You know, like I have a business that I'm building. You know, like I'm not working for someone else. So just to be grateful. So just go back to what you were saying, sometimes we just we forget that. We just we want to rank up. We want to do this, we want to do that. But no, you should be grateful. Look, I feel like been using us for 2 years and I haven't really been progressing with the business, which I do want to, but I'm grateful because I've met so many amazing, even just you guys here for the last month. I am a people person, and that just makes me smile. You know, I want to be friends with your brother, Anita. So it's you know, I just love people. So I'm grateful for that. That being said, I gotta get some signups. And also another thing with since I started with Nicole, so she mentions that no one wants to follow you unless they know where, you know, they're going. So you have to have again, it's that confidence. They have to they're not going to sign up and they don't know what's going on. They're not going to want to get more oils. They're not going to want to start the business unless you have a definition of what you're doing. So when she said that, I was like, oh man, that is great. That's what we talked about a few weeks ago, listening to a confident person doing a live. It's wow, yeah, they know what they're talking about. So that kind of the same point, which I was Nicole had a lot of good points. I have a lot of notes here, so I want to cover it. We have 4 minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes. Let's see, what's the other one? Oh, this is deep. The best way to deal with emotion is motion. So to move quickly, like we said earlier. So if someone says no, you move on. You don't dwell on that one. You just move on and keep going. And that's something I've been doing the last 2 weeks. I wasn't doing that before. Someone would say no. I'm like, damn it, I hate this thing. I ain't doing it anymore. I ain't sharing. I'm just oils for myself. But now someone will say no. I have a list now. Someone will say no, or maybe I'll just move on to the next one, because you never know, that person may come back. But you have to keep moving. You can't dwell on it, which I thought was really deep. And one other point, when she mentioned make it non-negotiable, which I don't know what that means. I just wrote that note. Can someone elaborate for me? I just wrote make it non-negotiable. Does anyone remember? No. I just wrote it that's important. And
I don't remember that statement. Do you remember what it was in reference to, or is that what you're asking?
Mentioned, I don't remember. I just wrote down make it non-negotiable.
Maybe
maybe back to like what we were saying, like it's this is not a hobby, you know, like this is like
Yeah.
a job. This is not,
Mhm.
you know, you can't, yeah, I can, whatever, I can do this whenever. Maybe that's what it was. I can't recall. I just know that's a big deal for me, where I'm like, okay, I can do it later. It's like, no, like you got to jump on it. You have to be fast. Like I've been hearing that a lot lately, where you got to jump on it. If
Yeah.
someone's curious, get on it. Like send them an email. And that's what I would just be lazy about it and go, you know, I'll send it later. You know, I'm busy doing something else. What's important? This business is important. I should jump on it and send it now. So, because they're asking for it now. They weren't asking before. They're not going to wait. You know, if you send it to them 2 days later, they're going to be like, okay, I get to it when I get to it.
We have less than a minute.
Okay, sorry. I'm taking up time.
Anyone else, real quick?
Well, and like Nicole said, you have to release, renew, and respond. So keeping those 3 things right there, and just knowing that that part that you're talking about, stepping into action with the response part, that's where she was talking about. Get it now, do it now, don't wait. Get people on. We only have 3 parts to this business: getting new members, getting people on Essential Rewards, and helping people do the same thing. So I mean, yeah, that was pretty deep.
Yeah.
See, I was prepared this week.
Yeah, you were. You actually mentioned something that I forgot to take a note on, which is great. Thank you. Step it up next week also, and you be good.
Yes.
All right,
Alrighty.
cool.
No, I think that's good. Let's call it good.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for joining us, ladies. Have a great week.
You too.